we wanted to make sure we came out in an authentic way with our players before we even talk about wins and losses, to make sure that our team represented who we were as a city, as a state, and I think they've done that. We wanted to make sure we fought hard in every match, which we've done. A tremendous amount of camaraderie exists on the team, where everyone is pulling for each other, and everyone believes in the state of New Mexico and what our mission is. And so, from that point of view, I feel like we're living up to what is expected of us. And then on the field, obviously, that's translating to wins. Whether we win every game, whether we win the cup or not, I don't think that matters as much as that we're competing, and we certainly have a good team. I know there's a lot of talk about the stadium, and it's an exciting topic. I've always known deep down that we needed to get a stadium, but this isn't about building a stadium. This is about building a soccer team, or really actually just having the soccer team be an agent of change, of positive change for this community. That's really what we're trying to build: community, better outcomes, a better path forward for our city, for our state, for our kids. And so a stadium certainly will play into that, but it's not the goal.
It's so interesting now, a year after we had first committed to really playing at Isotopes Park. Peter made I think a pretty risky, but I think ultimately in the end a pretty good business decision to have the team play at Isotopes Park, because you have the concessions, you have the stands, you have the seating, and ultimately the sight lines that you're really looking to have. So that's a big risk, which meant, more money, and so we've got to fill that park. And so when you didn't even have a brand last year or a team name or anything like that, you only hope and pray that you can pack that stadium with 10,000 people.
Before we actually decided to move forward and were awarded the franchise, we needed to have a place to play. And in my mind, there was the only place to really do that was at Isotopes Park. It's a phenomenal park. It's the only pro park we have in New Mexico, and it's a great one at that. And so a combination of the USL, the United Soccer League, the league that we play in, they have certain standards for stadiums, and those standards just weren't going to get met at a place like UNM, for example. So Isotopes really was not just the right choice, but the only choice. And if we hadn't been able to secure a lease there, we probably wouldn't have brought the team here this year.
The response has been incredible. The worries that we were facing a year ago about whether or not we could fill Isotopes Park, or if we were making a huge, financial, silly little risk, are no longer the question anymore. The question now is, how can we make the in-game experience even more exciting? How can we deliver a better fan experience when they're going to get concessions, or they're in the parking lot doing the tailgates? Our problems today are really about just enhancing the quality of the game, and also making it look really good on ESPN.
We needed to bring the team here, take a chance, get in Isotopes Park, and then given that the crowds that we've seen, a couple sellouts averaging over 10,000 people a game in our first 3 games, and I don't think that's going to slow down. I think that sends a signal that we can support a larger stadium, and now we're going to go out and get one.
Stay tuned, because we've got more in store.
I think that people have sent a message to New Mexico United that the United is here to stay, and we're so appreciative that everyone has really gotten behind our message of unity, and I think that we're already seeing some great outcomes from it. So I could just say, for everyone that works every day, whether they're a player, a coach, or in the front office, we're all humbled by the support. It's a huge responsibility that we feel, and we all come in every day to not just earn, but to re-earn the trust of this entire state, and to build this forward. So, thank you, and somos unidos.